beware of this thief on your journey. It will not only steal your joy and motivation, it also can make you bitter. And once you're there, it's not going to be long before you actually seriously think about quitting. That's not what I want for you. It's not for what I want for myself. So let's discover who and what that thief is, and let's learn to handle it effectively, shall we? Okay, I'm excited you're here. Hello and welcome. In case we haven't met before, my name is Katrine from bloomwithkatrine.com, and I'm coming live to you from the beautiful Bavarian forest over here in Germany. Now, as you're joining me live or later on the replay, don't be shy. Say hi, let me know you're here and where you're tuning in from, so I can have a little conversation with you. Looking forward to be able to do that. And I love helping passionate and serious networkers like yourself create traction, leverage, and flow for yourself and for your team, whether that's one or many, through modern social marketing strategies. Okay. And the thing about these strategies is they are all good and they're important to know, but as long as we are not aware of what's happening between our ears and in our hearts as well, all those strategies won't necessarily work for you. Okay. So that is why once a week I tune in here, come on here and have a little talk about things that might be standing in your way to actually achieve that success. Okay. So, and today I'm going to talk about that thief. And if you have an idea what that might be, drop it down below. I'd be curious to see what your ideas are. And also, if you have a story around this of losing the joy on your journey, or actually getting a little bit bitter, or actually thinking about quitting, drop your journey down below as well, because I think that's really, really helpful, not only for yourself to talk about it and to let off steam in a way, but to also inspire others, like feeling they're not alone, right? So you're actually doing somebody else a service by doing that. And you are going to get most out of this training as of any episodes that you watch, by actively engaging, by answering the questions, and especially dropping your aha moments, because it's scientifically proven that that is actually going to integrate it better into your cell memory, so you have it available once you need it, once that thief might be sneaking around your heart and mind. Okay, so let's dive in. Who is and what is that thief? It starts by comparing. Okay, maybe you've played the comparison game before. I know I have for a long time. Okay, and I compared myself to other people on social media, or I compared myself to how I come across on a live video, for example, and how somebody else does, or when it comes to business results, right? Or maybe even in personal life, family members, friends, right? We tend to compare ourselves, and that's normal human behavior. Okay, here's the thing though, and that's something that I learned from my granny back in the day, and she said, Katrine, there's always going to be someone who's going to be more advanced and somebody who's going to be less advanced than you are, and if you compare yourself to either, it's not going to make you happier, it's not going to make you more effective. Okay, it's either going to make you vain or have a pity party for yourself, right? That's what you say in English, right? And neither is effective if you want to get closer to your goals, okay? So remember my granny next time you catch yourself doing this. And often what I found is I would compare myself to people who were on this journey, who'd been on this journey so much longer than I have, right? Maybe you've heard this before. Let's stop comparing our day one to somebody else's year one. And I was so guilty of that. And I wasn't even aware, right? I was watching these amazing people on social media, and or even people walking across the stage, right? At company events. And I thought in my head and heart of hearts, oh, it's easy for them. It must have been simple for them, right? And actually, what I found when I actually started having a conversation with these people, and I didn't do that right away, okay? It took me some self-development to get there, to be able to talk to these people even, right? I found out, however, in this conversation that they all have a story of struggle, and that story of struggle continues to the day they are on stage. Okay, so nobody is free of struggle. Nobody is. Okay, here's the thing though. So comparing ourselves, I think we've identified that is not the most effective thing to do, but it comes, or it opens the gateways to a rather negative emotion, I'm going to say. And I want to give you an idea, an inspiration of how you might handle it differently moving forward, because it's innate in human nature. I'm guilty of that. You potentially are as well. And as long as we pretend not to have this emotion, it's going to really backfire on us all the time. It's going to eat our joy. It's going to eat our motivation. That is what's going to make us bitter. Okay, you ready? Here we go. It is a little bit of jealousy and envy. Okay, and now I get it if you not gonna pull the heart trigger right there and say, yay, I have these feelings, but I think they're part of the equation, right? When we start comparing ourselves, that comes in. Now, I think there's two aspects to these emotions. One is, oh, I would like to have what they have. I want to go where they've gone. Okay. I want to get there as well. That's the positive aspect, and that's a good thing. The other, though, and that's the negative one, and that's where we go really deep here today. Okay, you ready? That is when we go, oh, but how come they are that effective? How come they are that successful and I'm not? I actually, I'm jealous of their success. I envy it in a negative way. I think they don't deserve it, whatever. You know where I'm going with this, right? So here's the thing, and this is what I really want to give to you today. This is how I'm handling this. Because, if we go down that route, we're not going to end up in a positive place. Can we agree on that? We just won't. It's going to eat us up. It's going to eat us up from the inside out. Okay? So what I do with it is I remind myself that this is a trigger for the fact that there is pain inside of me. It's like a thorn in my flesh. Okay? And what it actually wants to remind me of is, hey, Katrine, you're not living your full potential. And that is what's ailing you. That's the thorn in your flesh, okay? That's the negative emotion. It's there to wake you up, to really have a closer look at, okay, well, what is it that I actually want to do? And what is my full potential? And where are aspects where I can grow some more, okay? So I hope this is going to be helpful for you next time you catch yourself in your heart of hearts being a bit jealous and envious really of other people, okay? So here's a solution that you can put into place right now. You ready? Because here's the thing, when we are jealous, when we are envious, when we, feel like somebody else doesn't deserve their success or whatever, right? Whether we're aware of it or it's in the subconscious level, it's still there. And as long as it's in the subconscious level, it's going to be way more destructive actually than being aware of that this is maybe part of your personality as well, okay? And by the way, it is for nearly everybody. I have not come across a human being who, when they are really honest and transparent, that don't know these emotions. They are part of us. They're part of our shadow. And our shadow is our negative aspects. They're there to help us move forward in life, okay? To have that no excuse mindset attitude that we need, right? To get successful. So here's what I want you to do is all of these emotions, they're making you, they go shrink you, right? They make you close your heart. And I would love to invite you to do the opposite movement, because really it is a movement, right? I can choose to let my feelings close my heart, or I can choose to go into the opposite motion and movement, if that makes sense, right? Let's open our heart. And we can only fully do that and fully, truly, and this is what I would love for you to adopt as a behavior, fully and wholeheartedly congratulate these people and be happy for them fully and with an open heart, okay? And you can only do that when you've faced and you've worked on your negative emotions around that, okay? So that's why I'm doing this video, and I hope it's helpful. If it is, drop me a heart, okay? So let's congratulate other people on their successes, on their wins, wholeheartedly, okay? And let's learn from them. I can't tell you how much I've learned from people I used to be envious of, okay? Because here's what I would do. I would walk up to them and I would go, hey, really, congratulations on your success. This is so inspiring to me. If you were to start from scratch, what is one thing you would do differently? That is gold. Drop it down below if you haven't yet, right? And here's the thing. It is important to learn from other people, but not necessarily do everything that they have done, okay? But find out, hey, what's working now, right? If somebody started their journey 10 years ago and they got really successful quickly, what they did back then might not be working still today, right? So it's important to learn what's happening now, what's working now, right? And we actually have a challenge inside this free group. Let me just drop this banner here for you. So do a screenshot of this, okay, and type it into your browser so you can go ahead and join us. Because if you want to make more sales and win more team members this year in the here and now, that is the challenge that you want to be a part of. It's 3 days and I'm super excited to do this with you, okay? So go ahead and get yourself into that group. I'm just going to let it up for a little bit so you can do your screenshot, okay? So learn from people who know what's working now. Okay, that can be the person maybe you're a little bit jealous of. And it can also be people who are just wholeheartedly want to help you move forward, which is what we're all about in this group. So you know you've learned something, you're inspired by other people. That's awesome. Now you want to go back inside into your inner world, into your inner wisdom and wealth, because it's all there. You can be inspired. And yes, it's important to learn what's working now, but at the end of the day, it's going to be inside of you where the magic happens, where the change happens, okay? So look inside. Find in yourself what you're longing to be, what you want to achieve, and how you want to achieve it, because there's many ways to do the same thing, right? And it's not about right or wrong, but what feels good for you and what's going to be effective for you. I hope this makes sense, okay? If you need to compare yourself, and we all do, don't we? Here's the only person I would love for you to compare yourself moving forward after this video, okay? Drop it down below if you have an aha moment right now. That is you in your version of yesterday, in your version of last week, last month, last year if you have to, okay? Compare to yourself. See your growth and focus on that so it can become more, okay? And last but not least, be kind to yourself, especially as you compare to yourself, okay? Because maybe you feel, oh, I'm not where I should be now. I have been guilty of that, right? And we all have goals that we haven't achieved yet. Even the people on stage, by the way, they're never satisfied, usually. Okay, so here's, talk to yourself more kindly. Speak to yourself more kindly. Ask yourself, hey, what is it I need? Maybe it is joining that challenge. Have you made your screenshot yet? If not, do it now. Okay, I'm going to take that banner off in a second. Right? What do I need to become that better version of myself that I'm longing to be? What do I need? And learn to evaluate, things that are working for you, that are in your power, that you have control over. 3 things. What are 2 things that aren't working at the moment that you have control over? And what's 1 thing you want to focus on today, this week, this month, this year? And it might be something that you learn from your, jealousy person, which is what they might do differently if they were to start from scratch, or it's something that you might want to learn inside our challenge. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I hope it's going to inspire you and help you move forward more effectively. I can't recommend enough to dig a little bit deeper when you notice that you start the comparison game with other people. Be mindful that deeper down, what that wakes up kind of is that potential of jealousy and envy. And we don't want that to remain active in the subconscious. We want to draw it out so we can work with it, okay? And actually use it to live to our full potential, which is, I think, what we're here to do for. So thank you so much for joining me. As always, looking forward to see your aha moments. So your name can go up there on the green wall behind me, and you're going to be in for a draw of a one-on-one coaching session with myself. I hope it's going to be you, keeping fingers crossed. And it's time for you now to implement what you've learned and to bloom, my friend. See you next time.